Hello YouTube. You probably think you own your cat. You bought the food, you cleaned the litter box, you opened your home to it. So naturally you are the owner and the cat is the pet. That is almost exactly backwards. Because the real story is not how humans tamed the cat, it is how the cat tamed us. And once you understand how it happened, you will start to suspect that the small furry creature ignoring you on the couch is running a con that is thousands of years old. Start with the dog, because the dog makes the difference obvious. We made the dog. We took a wolf, bred the friendly ones, shaped its body and its mind, and turned it into a loyal partner that lives to please us. The dog needs us, looks to us, and was built by us. The cat did none of that. Nobody sat down and decided to create a cat. There was never an ancient human breeding wild cats to be cuddly. The cat, in a very real sense, invented itself, walked into our lives on its own terms, and has been there ever since, mostly unchanged and completely unbothered. Here's how it actually began. For most of history, humans were wanderers, and a wandering people has no use for a cat. But around 10,000 years ago, we settled down and started farming. And farming created something brand new in the world: storage. Piles of grain sitting in one place all year round. That grain was a magnet. It drew in mice and rats by the thousands. And where there are swarms of rodents, there is a perfect all-you-can-eat buffet for one particular hunter: the wild cat. So wild cats began drifting toward human villages, not because they liked us, but because we had accidentally built the greatest mousetrap in history, and they wanted in. And this is the key. We did not catch those cats. The boldest, calmest wild cats, the ones that could tolerate being near humans without panicking, got the easy food. They ate well, they survived, they had kittens, and those kittens were just as comfortable around people. The nervous, aggressive cats stayed in the wild and missed the feast. Generation after generation, the cats that chose to live near us bred more of themselves. They domesticated themselves, by choice, for the free meals. And notice what we got out of it. They ate the rats that were eating our food and spreading disease. It was a quiet trade. We provided the all-you-can-eat rodent buffet. They provided pest control. Two species using each other, neither one in charge. But here's where it gets genuinely sneaky. Because the cat did not stop at eating our mice, it learned to manage us. Listen to a cat meow, and you are hearing a tool aimed directly at you. Adult cats almost never meow at other adult cats. In the wild, grown cats are basically silent with each other. The meow is something they developed almost entirely to talk to humans. It is a sound engineered to get our attention, and we cannot ignore it. And then there is the purr. A cat purrs when it is happy, yes, but cats also use a special begging purr when they want something. And scientists have found that this purr hides a high urgent frequency inside it, very close to the cry of a human baby. It taps into the same part of your brain that makes you rush to a crying infant. Your cat is, quite literally, pushing a button in your head that you did not even know you had. So think about what the cat actually pulled off. It never accepted us as masters. To a cat, you are not the boss. You are something more like a large, clumsy, oddly generous fellow cat. Or maybe just useful furniture that operates the can opener. It kept its wild instincts, its independence, and its ability to survive perfectly well without us. A house cat can walk out the door and go feral in a way a dog never could. The cat gave up almost nothing. And in exchange for giving up almost nothing, look at what it received. We feed it. We shelter it. We clean up after it. We rearrange our furniture for it, film it, and adore it. And we have been doing this for thousands of years. The ancient Egyptians took it to the extreme. They did not just keep cats. They worshipped them as sacred, protected them by law, and mourned a dead cat by shaving off their own eyebrows. Harming one could cost you your life. An animal that started as a rat catcher near a grain pile ended up treated as a god. So ask the real question. In this relationship, who actually got domesticated? A domesticated animal is one whose whole life has been bent around serving another species. By that definition, the dog is domesticated. But the cat? The cat barely changed at all. It walked in, kept its freedom, trained us to feed it and adore it, and gave us pest control and affection strictly on its own schedule. If anything, we are the ones who changed our behavior. We built a food storage that drew them in. We learned to read their moods. We respond instantly to a sound and a purr they designed for us. We reshaped our homes, our laws, and even our religions around them. From the cat's point of view, the deal of the millennium was simple. Find the species with all the food, convince it you are precious, and let it take care of you forever, while you mostly do whatever you want. And once cats had us, we did something we have never done for almost any other small animal. We carried them across the entire planet. As humans set sail for new lands, we brought cats aboard our ships to kill the rats that ate our food stores. So the cat hitched a ride on human history itself, spreading from a few villages in the ancient Near East to nearly every corner of the world, always riding along on our boats, our wagons, and eventually our couches. We became their global delivery service. And through all of it, the cat barely changed. Genetically, a house cat is almost identical to its wild ancestor. A dog is wildly different from a wolf in body and mind, because we reshaped it on purpose. But a cat is still, under the fur, essentially a small wild predator that simply agreed to live near us. Drop a house cat in the wild, and it can often go feral and survive just fine, hunting exactly as its ancestors did. They never truly handed us the leash. That is the quiet proof of who really won this deal. Dogs need us. Cats merely allow us. A feral cat colony can thrive with no humans at all, while still knowing that if a soft, generous human with food happens to show up, there is no harm at all in letting them help. So the next time your cat stares at you, knocks something off a table, and walks away without a hint of guilt, do not take it personally. You are not looking at an ungrateful pet. You are looking at one of the most successful negotiators in the history of life on Earth. A small wild hunter that never truly joined our world. It just figured out 10,000 years ago that the smartest move it could ever make was to let us think we joined its.